Hey, this is Craige from Hardel.com. I'm an entrepreneur and mindset coach. When you subscribe, you will be receiving fun and actionable videos. Today we're going to look at the most common excuses that people make and why that is actually an excuse and how to actually overcome them. It is better to make no excuse rather than it is to make a bad one. Number one, I am afraid to fail. Look, it is normal to fall. That's what I call it. Falling, not failing. Because every time that you aspire to do something, every time that you give your best try towards a particular ideal, you won't always get it. And it is normal to not get it. However, it is the reaction afterwards that matters. What you do afterwards and how you internalize it to what you do afterwards. You need to always make sure that you're clear as to why something isn't working, and then you see how you could improve it. Now, this is different from determining that something is not worth pursuing. However, you don't really fail. You simply are one step closer to getting what you really want to get. Number two, I do not know the right people. Do it anyway. You need to have the courage to stand out even in a crowd that doesn't know you. You need to think of it like this. Try to shine through your actual work. I know it sounds scary when you go into somewhere new, go into a new profession, trying somewhere new, attempting to network within a new crowd. However, it is necessary. You don't always fall in line where everybody knows you, everybody loves you. You have to cultivate it. And you have to understand that sometimes it gets lonely where in doing something new, or whether it's somewhere else that you're developing, there is always this period where you get discovered. And it is actually a good thing because through your work you get to connect with others and meet with them the right way. Number three, I do not have enough money. I love this one because many people actually use this. First question, what don't you have enough money for? Is it internet? Is it Netflix? Is it cable? The point is, a lot of us claim that we don't have enough funds, yet our priorities are all whacked up. And it is interesting because there are always alternatives for what most people want to do. Most people's lifestyles are not congruent to what they really want to go towards. In other words, they don't want to do any form of sacrifice, and they always want to start with the best tools, the best ideas, the most investment, and it doesn't always have to be that way. There are plenty of resources on the web, especially if you're doing an online business. There are plenty of free resources that you could use to really get started. You don't always have to use paid stuff. I didn't always use it. There was a time I barely had the money. And I remember when I had to really get creative. And looking back, it's not a totally terrible thing. It teaches you to be more resourceful because trust me, you could actually waste a lot of money when you have it. If you don't know what you're doing, if you spend money, for example, on tools that you don't need, that don't add to your bottom line, yes, you're using the tool, but it's not making you any money, so technically you're wasting. And the point is, it's relative. Many of us claim that we don't have, however, we have enough to get started, and we should focus on that and then begin to bring in what we need. Also, for anyone who says that still they don't legitimately have money, what do you do with your time? Get an extra job then. And if you're not willing to get an extra job or work at least 60 hours a week, which is what you should be working if you don't have a lot of responsibilities, you're lazy, you don't want it enough. Remember that. If there is a will, if you have a will to get something, you will find the way. I do not have time, or I do not have enough time. Let me ask you, Do you know what you did yesterday? Do you know what you did at 1 p.m. yesterday? Do you know what you did at 7 p.m. yesterday? Did you know what you were doing in the morning? If the answer to that is no, and I'm sure for 90% of you that's the case, you don't have a time problem. Typically, we misallocate all the time that we have, and we do things that don't help us in any way whatsoever. Yet we complain that we don't have time. And in case you're very busy, I'm sure you could find an extra 20, 30 minutes, for example, to exercise if you really look at what you're doing. So for those who actually claim that they don't have enough time, think about it. There are some people who study, go to school, have a job, and still have kids to take care of. You really think they complain about time? They may, but they make it work, and so should you. I don't feel like it. It feels cold today. The bed is calling my name. You know what I'm talking about. You just don't feel like it. But let me ask you though, do your bills ever feel like not coming? Does your child ever feel like not eating? The point is, it doesn't matter whether you feel like it. Yes, that might sound sinister to some, but you need to understand that your feelings are subjective. Your feelings are manufactured. If I show you some very gruesome images, you will feel sad. If I show you some people who are very happy, long enough, you will feel happy. The point is, you need to learn to do things that you do not feel like. Your life will become a lot better. Is it pleasant? No. However, those who really get ahead in life don't always feel like doing particular tasks. And you should not expect that to be the case for you either. Even if you genuinely enjoy doing something, it is normal to not feel like it, and you should never use that as an excuse. In fact, what you need to do is that to form a habit or to solidify a habit, you need to actually be doing the thing that you do not feel like or you're afraid like when you actually don't feel like it. It's going to help you feel like it a lot more. Typically, when you don't feel like doing something, our mind is giving us so much resistance. It's typically because we're not good at it. And even if we are and we don't feel like it, just getting started removes this completely. So get moving and stop this completely. Next, the money is oppressing me. Oh, this just ticks me off. I hate this one. It is a victim, dirty mentality. I know some people say it. I know some people love to say this. Or the white man is oppressing me. It's really a turn off. The truth is, the only person oppressing yourself is you. We live in a world where, yes, all things in all parts of the world are not equal, but there is so much opportunity out there. There are so many avenues to get what you want. You should never be blaming anybody, any man whatsoever. Whether it's a man in the sky, whatever deity that you worship, whether it's the man in parliament, whether it's the government, it doesn't matter. Okay? Many people, for example, run to politics just because they dream of certain people solving their problems. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. Life doesn't work that way. Yes, whoever is there might make a difference, but that difference most likely is not enough to move a big enough needle in your life. Stop depending on any man. I'm not telling you stop being religious, but however, stop depending on people to solve your problems for you. Get that, get over it, and trust me, you will be way ahead of most people. I am not ready yet. I understand this one. I've used this one as well. But you know what? You will never always be ready. In fact, there is somebody somewhere doing the thing, taking a massive leap of action in the pursuit that you believe that you're not ready. And they're getting through. The point is, you don't always have to be ready. Be as prepared as you can be and get moving. Too many people use this one, whether it's a job, whether it's starting a podcast, whether it's picking up a new skill, whether it's turning the camera on, whether it's really bettering themselves in some way. You're never completely ready. Get started. I know you could do it. I do not have enough experience. This is another interesting one. I've had this as well. But you know what again? Those that you admire who did very, very well, there was a particular point within their lives, within their careers, that they did not have enough experience. Look at it that way. You have to get started. You have to take the leap of faith where you put yourselves out there and you try your very best to get ahead. I know it won't feel natural. I know you won't feel like you're good enough, but getting the practice is what will get you good. Okay? It is what will get you good enough to work with a bigger kind. It's what will get you big enough to really be able to stand on your own completely and actually teach a beginner. I know it doesn't always feel right, but you have to move past this. You have to really push yourself to become better. You really have to. If you're just starting out professionally, here is something practical for you. Do work discounted or do it for free. Trust me, there are plenty of people, there are plenty of business owners who actually need the help. They would actually be grateful to have you come on board and help them in exchange for a testimonial, of course. You have to keep moving though, and you have to try. Don't let that stop you. It's not a good enough excuse. The world needs you. Nobody believes in me. Nobody believes in me. Think about that. Think of the number of people who actually believe in you. Think of the number of people who like you. Think of the number of people who don't like you. Think of the number of people who dislike you. You see a disconnect here? Are all these logical? The point is, you should not care. Yes, that sounds harsh to some. You actually should not care. Here's why. People won't believe in you unless they see that you believe in yourself to show potential. And many times people may be wrong about that. Even those who are closest to you. You have to take massive action and believe in yourself first. In fact, you should be more intrinsically motivated than relying on external factors. Believe me, it is normal at whatever stage in life that you're at to have people not believe in you. Even people who believed in you before. You need to understand that that is subjective. And I'm not telling you to be cold towards people. I'm telling you to have such a strong internal locus of control that you're enthusiastic and moving towards your goals no matter what. You will always prove people wrong. I'm afraid of what others will think. Look, people will always think different things of you. Whether it's people who love you, people who want the best for you, and that's good, or whether it's people who don't. And there will become a time where even those who want well for you, the advice that you feel intuitively, the decisions that you want to make, it won't always align. And there's a time where you may have to go against this. Because realize that people who want the best for you, as good as that is, they live their lives too. They have unique experiences, and your situation is not always the same as theirs. Okay? I'm not telling you to ignore what people have to say. But at the end of it all, remember, whatever advice that you get, you must make your own decisions. So you shouldn't always be afraid of what people think, because lo and behold, people actually do not think of you that much. Yes, they may remember you. Yes, they may think of you for a few minutes, but you're nowhere near their minds. We all are busy. We all have things to do. We all have our lives that have so much in there, and so do you. Don't let that stop you. Use what you have and take action. Be you. Be the best person that you can be, not what somebody else thinks that you should be. Remember that. It's just too risky. I get it. However, you need to develop that sense of when to make decisions and make them. Sometimes you may choose to not do something or not make a decision, and that's fine. However, the risk doesn't always come with reward, and vice versa. To get the things that you want, you have to take risk. And you have to be willing to develop a knack for when to get something done, to make a particular decision, to fire somebody. Even if they're doing well, they may just not fit with your company culture, for example. And you need to know when to make bold decisions. You won't always be certain, but at the same time, you need to take risks sometimes. Doing something extra is a risk. Some people don't even want to stand out too much. That's stupid. I'm not saying you are, but such ideology of not wanting to do more, not wanting to be more, is not smart. Here we go, guys. These are some of the top excuses that most people make, and I'm sure you do as well. Let me know what your excuse is, and if you know someone who would love this, please share and ask them to comment as well. Hey, if this is the first time you're watching my video, please make sure you hit the subscribe button below and click the bell to turn on notifications.